tonight. As always, look at the Geico Direct League standings. And defensively, the Wizards have done what Doug Collins and the coaches have strategized for them to do. You can see they're first in the league in points allowed, first in field goal percentage defensively, as well as second in three-point shooting defensively, and 5 blocks a game. In fact, the Wizards' defense this year has given up 74 points in a loss at Toronto, 69 points in a win against Boston, 87 in the loss to New Jersey. So they're doing the job defensively.
Yeah, they just got to get it going on the offensive side.
Michael Jordan has checked into the game for Washington. So Jordan comes in with about just under 6 minutes to play in the quarter. Stackhouse draws a foul, and Jerry will go to the line. He's currently tied for 8th in the league in free throw shooting. He's 22 of 23 on the season.
You mentioned when he shoots his free throws, he really bends over, gets low, and gets a lot of the leg action into his free throw shot.
Reggie Slater, the 7th year from Wyoming, comes into the game for Minnesota, replacing Starovich, and Stack will get one more. So happens today is Jerry Stackhouse's birthday, so happy birthday to Jerry, 28 years old today. And nothing would be better, would it, Phil, than celebrate with a victory.
Great birthday gift to yourself.
Kendall Gill wide open for the jumper. He scores. Averages 8.5 points, 2.5 rebounds. And again, we're tied.
Here comes that pressure on Hughes. Had some problems in that New Jersey game. Jason Kidd really put a lot of pressure, forced a couple of turnovers.
Jordan on the wing. Fans wanted to shoot. Another tough ticket tonight. Now MJ fires. Misses.
MJ never really got Kendall Gill back on his heels.
Garnett drives, gets bumped by Kwame Brown, and Kevin Garnett will go to the line. Garnett has led the T-Wolves in rebounds in each of their first 4 games.
Well, here you're going to see Kwame kind of get off his feet and go for that shot. Now, Garnett does have 3-point range, but you still have to guard against the drive. Stay down, get a hand up, but stay on your feet.
Gill again, and he's hot. Gill off the bench to pump in 4 points on 2 of 2 shooting and give his team the lead by 2. Wizards lost both times to this Minnesota squad last season. Hughes spins to Kwame. Kwame inside, forces one up, no good. Gill around Hughes, reverse layup is blocked by Brendan Haywood. Beautiful defensive play by Haywood in his 2nd year from Carolina. Stackhouse pulls up with a strong.
I don't know if you noticed on the last defensive transition, you had all 5 players back to the ball.
Now the switch as Hudson goes around and scores. Last year in Orlando, played there, and the Wolves signed him to a 3-year deal this season. Averaged a career high last year, 11.7 points and just over 3 assists for the Magic. Hughes inside to Haywood, that's knocked away by Gill.
Kendall Gill has come in and really had an impact. We talked about the 2 jumpers he hit prior to that, and then comes up with the steal and the layup.
And Doug Collins wants a timeout as the T-Wolves have reeled off 6 unanswered points to grab a 19-13 lead. We'll take a timeout as well. 3:26 to go, first quarter. Fans, the Wizards have a limited number of 10 and 20 game plans available in the lower level. For more info, call a Wizards sale rep at 202-661-5050. The Wizards will play Cleveland at home tomorrow night, and there are a limited number of tickets available for that game. That'll be the second of a back-to-back for Washington. Stackhouse inside, off the glass, and scores easily.
He maintained that dribble and finally found an opening. He was able to get the layup.
Of course, this is a Timberwolves team without Wally Szczerbiak, who comes out. It hasn't bothered him tonight. Troy Hudson again nails one. Szczerbiak has missed the last 10 games, including 6 preseason games, with a dislocated pinky toe on his left foot. He suffered it on October 8th against Milwaukee.
Good move by Kwame. Just couldn't get it to go down using the left hand.
Hudson again. This time he rims it. Szczerbiak hopeful to come back perhaps as soon as Thursday for this team. Stackhouse again against Garnett. Spins in the lane. Weaves, finds Kwame, who scores with a lot of contact inside.
I like the way he attacked the basket. Didn't fade away. Took it right to the basket.
21-17 after Minnesota had reeled off 8 straight points after trailing the Wizards 13-11. Garnett from way outside, no good. Tipped up and taken by Haywood. Haywood, who wears .00 this year, which was his number in college after wearing number 3 last year. But he gave that number up to Juan Dixon for a small price, I might add.
I was going to say, I don't know if he gave it up.
No,
actually, is the term.
That wouldn't be correct. Actually, you're right. There was a little something involved there. But that was nice of Brendan to do that so that Dixon could wear the number he's worn. Juan, by the way, has played in just the one game against Boston, just 6 minutes. Played well in that game, but hasn't gotten in since then. Also haven't seen Charles Oakley last couple of games, nor Tom Thomas. Wizards started this season with Jahidi White on the injured list, who remains in Washington. Ratko Varda and Brian Cardinal also on the injured list. They are with the team tonight in street clothes. Gill again. This time it's a little short. Christian Laettner in the game chases it down. The Wizards can tie with a 2-point field goal. Jordan gives it up to Kwame. Defense by Garnett. Nearly stolen back to MJ. Top of the key jumper. Got it. Michael Jordan, who averages just under 17 points, 3 rebounds, and almost 3 assists per game, and 2.3 steals per contest. KJ scores.
Well, there's that range I talked about. Yeah, Kevin has the range. Got to get a hand up, but he's also capable of putting the ball on the floor and going by you, too.
MJ again, a little far out off the screen, no good. T-Wolves by 2. Here's Lauren Woods. Slater inside, knocked away by Jordan, and they call a foul on MJ. First personal on Jordan. Fans, you're invited to preview. Hudson inside, slapped again by Jordan. They didn't call a foul. There was some skin there. And Hudson has proved to be a factor for this team in their first 4 games, and certainly here tonight. Stackhouse backs up, fires for 3. That's short. Tipped around, comes to Garnett. And the T-Wolves can play for the final shot of the quarter. T-Lou on T. Hudson. Now the switch. Here's Hudson, who fires the jumper and misses. Tip up and in by Kendall Gill. He missed it. Oh, it looked like he tipped it right into the hoop and it crawled out. Unfortunate break for the Wizards. So we played 1 quarter here in Minneapolis. Troy Hudson has done the job on 5 of 7 field goals for 11 points. And after 1, it's the T-Wolves 25 and the Wizards 21. Play, the T-Wolves lead the Wizards 25-21. Here's a look at the first quarter stats.
Well, 44%, a little bit lower than what they've been doing in the first quarter, shooting over 50%, but still they'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Washington still struggling from the floor, 7 for 21, and also getting out rebounded by 5.
The T-Wolves have scored in the 80s in 3 of their 4 games this year, 83-77 and a win over Denver. 87-80 loss at Indiana. 106-82 loss at New Jersey last night. And then against Orlando, they scored 111 points in a 111-105 victory. The Wizards are the #1 team in the league in allowing points, just 76.7 allowed. Last year, they averaged 94.2 in points given up per game.
Well, we talked about the success that Minnesota's had. You can see in the first half, they've averaged almost 51 points and shot nearly 50%, but in the second half, it's really dropped down to 38 points and 33% shooting, and that's been for the first 4 games this year, and it's been pretty consistent.
They had a 25 and a 26-point lead on Denver and Orlando, respectively. They lost the leads, but still managed to win. So you're right, the second half for them has been somewhat catastrophic as Ty Lue shoots and misses. Wizards are 25th in the league in field goal shooting at 40% right now. So they've struggled early in the season in finding their shots as Slater barrels in and gets one easily.
He's a guy that can create spacing just by turning the shoulder. That time got Christian Laettner off of him a little bit to get the layup.
Lue again wide open. This time he nails it. A 2-point field goal for Ty Lue. His first of the night. Jordan in 7 minutes, 1 of 3 from the field. He's got 2 points.
Washington's defense that time took a lot of precious time, only 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Ron Lue almost coming up with the steal.
Old familiar face coming in the game, Rod Strickland, in his 15th year from DePaul. He will sign him to a 1-year contract late October after spending last season in Miami, where he averaged 10.5 points, 6 assists in 76 games. He started for the Heat in 64 of those games. Gill against Russell, one of the better defenders in the league. And Jared Jeffries, who's in the game, gets the rebound, pushing ahead to Jordan. Michael with the hesitation, the fadeaway, no good. Jared Jeffries the rebound. Great pass inside. Beautiful reverse layup for his airness.
Nice delivery from Jared Jeffries to get the assist. Jordan had to finish with a very difficult shot.
That got the crowd excited, and certainly one of the things they came to see tonight.
Images of old.
Take another look.
Nice bounce pass from Jeffries. Goes underneath. Has to put a little English on it.
Missed shot. Slater inside. Gets bumped and scores. Big, thick body at 6'7", 255. Reggie Slater. Minnesota by 4. Wizards will play Cleveland tomorrow night at the MCI Center. Lue fadeaway, no good. Jeffries tried to tip it, but it comes to Strickland. Off the switch now, Laettner takes Gill. Jordan, and a foul inside. I believe they'll call it on Christian Laettner. Look at the Department of Health injury report. We told you about Wally Szczerbiak, a broken pinky on his left foot. And could come back as early as Thursday.
Well, we saw him out here warming up, and he looks like he's getting pretty close to getting back out there.
Said he's able to jump and dribble forward. The hard part is going side to side, as you might imagine.
You'd be surprised how much that little pinky toe can mean when you're standing on it for 48 minutes.
Any of the toes, I would imagine. Just look at Shaq. Of course, when
his pinky toe is like our foot.
It's like our foot, that's correct. Off a steal, here's Ty Lue, pushes Strickland up and scores. Well, that is the quickness of Tyronn Lue.
Explosive.
Rod is no turtle. He's pretty fast himself. Wizards cut it to 2. Mark Jackson in the game. Here's Kendall Gill around a screen. Good Washington defense. 4 seconds to shoot. Strickland goes inside, underneath, and a foul and a 24-second violation, but Bennett Salvador is going to call the foul. It's on Jared Jeffries. A little bit late whistle, but I believe he had the correct call.
Well, that shot clock was really close to winding down. Rod's so good at delivering the pass. I tell you, from that angle, it didn't look like a lot of contact.
8:56 to go in the half. Timeout on the floor. The T-Wolves by 2. Wizards have cut it to 2, but Minnesota will be shooting a couple of free throws as we look at the Toyota League leaders. Last season, Kevin Garnett had a record 59 double-doubles. He averaged 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 5.2 assists. His third straight 20-10-5 campaign. He's just the 5th player in NBA ABA history to record 3 straight seasons of at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Bird did it 5 times. Wilt, Oscar, Dr. J. Chamberlain did it 4 in a row. Quite a feat to do that, isn't it, Phil?
And he's only 26 in his 8th season.
Jackson clangs one off the rim in his 3rd year from Temple. T-Wolves got him last February from Golden State for Dean Garrett. A 2nd-round pick in 2007. Makes one, and it's a 3-point game. Steve Buckhand's finishing here. Our Comcast Sportsnet crew here in Minneapolis. The Wizards look to even their record at 2-2. Jordan has stepped out of the game now as Leitner misses. Here comes Strickland. Keeler's long jumper no good. Jackson is inside for position, and Jared Jeffries knocks it out of bounds. Fans Metro has great look at a Tom Thomas in a while, who's in the ball game for Jared Jeffries.
Doug is trying to get a little bit more bulk in there. Slater's really throwing himself around inside, and they're doing some damage on the offensive glass. Minnesota, that is.
Thomas, who finished last season strong, as you recall, but hurt himself and missed pretty much all of training camp, and was able to just play and practice in limited fashion. Here's Jackson against Leighton. They go to Slater inside. The big body goes up, draws the foul, and he will go to the line. Minnesota has been able to go inside on the Wizards effectively tonight, and Slater goes back to the free throw line.
Well, Slater's gotten off to a good start, and right now he's in a flow. He's feeling very comfortable and playing aggressive basketball offensively, and he's getting to the free throw line.
Slater 8 of 11 coming into tonight's game, his 7th year from Wyoming. Can give his team a 5-point lead. Wizards lost to the Nets Saturday night, 87-79. They opened the season with a loss in Toronto, and a violation was called against Christian Leitner, I believe, and it would give Slater another free throw.
One of those calls is difficult to make because so often you see everybody get in soon.
Misses that one, and Lou chases it down. Wizards opened with a loss in Toronto, 74-68. Came back to beat Boston, 114-69 last Thursday. That was Washington's 3rd most lopsided victory in franchise history. Brian Russell knocks down a 2-point field goal. Inside for Jackson, ball knocked away, and he scores easily. So they've been getting inside on the Wizards and able to take advantage with the height.
Well, that time it was Mark Jackson receiving the pass from Slater. They had a high-low game set up.
Kevin Garnett has played 12 minutes, scored just 4 points. He's only 1 of 5. 7 rebounds for KG. Stackhouse back in. Takes it to Leitner, who takes the long jumper and swishes it through. Christian Leitner in his 11th year from Duke.
Looks like fans remember his days here in Minnesota.
Former T-Wolf. Keeler drives on Russell. Good defense. 8 seconds to shoot. They do and score. Mark Jackson. He just over 3 points a game connects.
Well, he got off to such a tremendous start in Golden State his rookie year. In fact, was well on his way to being Rookie of the Year, but he sustained an injury and really never has recovered from that.
Cross-court pass. Lou's long jumper. He hits it. A three-pointer that nearly drew rain for T. Lou. His 4th of the season.
Well, Ron Strickland got a piece of that shot, too.
Strickland pumps up a long J. That's no good. Washington is there. Wizards can regain the lead. Inside Thomas. Natan got fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Well, that was a tough pass for Natan to handle. Usually you want the big men to run the lane. He was kind of floating down the middle, but it worked out well. You see him running down the middle of the lane there in the shovel pass. Didn't see who they called the foul on.
It's on Slater as Thomas hits. Last year, just a 55% free throw shooter. As Garnett checks back in for Anthony Peeler. Wizards got Natan Thomas from Dallas in the deal for Juwan Howard. February, the season before last. He sat out that entire 2000-2001 season with a toe injury. That was the deal that also brought Christian Laettner, Courtney Alexander, Loie Vaught, and Hubert Davis to the Wizards for Howard, Calvin Booth, and Obinna Akizi.
Good stretch for the Wizards.
Washington does, in fact, retake the lead at 36-35. Into Slater. Ball knocked away. Wizards come up with a steal. T. Lou up the court against Strickland with nowhere to go. Stackhouse drives inside, lays it off Thomas. Up strong and draws another foul. He has made his presence felt so far in this game.
He's come in. Doug has matched him up against Slater, and he's been able to assert himself, and he'll be going back to the free throw line.
Timeout with 5:50 to play, first half. Pal Rod Strickland, who's in his 15th year from DePaul. In 1997-98 with Washington, he led the NBA in assists at 10.5 per game, which was a career high, and he was named to the All-NBA second team that year. And if I'm not mistaken, that 10.5 assists was wire to wire from start to finish. He led the league all season long.
I think you're right. He also averaged about 17 points, so he was averaging a nice double-double.
Natan Thomas back to the free throw line. Last year, Natan played in 47 games. He didn't start any. Averaged 4.3 points and 3.9 rebounds, but in the final week of the season, Natan Thomas averaged just under 11 points and 10 rebounds a game. He's a guy that has to play with passion, and when he does, he can be very effective.
Yeah, he obviously finished the season strong, did a lot of good things out there on the court, and went about his summer trying to continue with that, working hard during the offseason. He, like Kwame, attended some of those big man camps.
Wizards on a 10-4 run in the past 2 minutes. Nesterovic back in, looking for Garnett with Russell on it. Good defense. KG backs up, shoots short. Thomas with a big rebound. Slater and Jackson are the only T-Wolves who have scored here in the second quarter. Each of them has 5 points in the period. And the Wizards have taken a 2-point lead with a chance to add to that. Great pass inside. Laettner.
Boy, he turned Kendall Gill all the way around. Nice movement without the ball, and Laettner delivered the pass.
Duke to Carolina. Gill with Lou on him, and Lou will be charged with pushing.
You think about Tyronn Lue, and you think of a guy small, 6 feet, but I'm telling you, he is a strong customer. Very solid, in great shape.
Yep. A tremendous training camp and preseason. Gill makes the free throw. Now Michael Jordan, who comes back into the game with 4:57 to play in the half, replaces Brian Russell, who's done a nice job defensively on Kevin Garnett when he's been in. Jordan's played in 9 minutes so far tonight, 2 of 5 from the field. He's got an assist and 4 points. Gill misses the second. Nesterovic knocks it out of bounds, given to Washington. Wizards by 3. Ron Olesiak spots a foul, and it's holding, I believe, on Garnett. In here section, he's the man to talk to.
Be sure and mention my name when you go in.
Okay. Christian Laettner knocks another one in. Beautiful swish by Laettner.
I've said it so many times, when Laettner gets his feet set, he's a totally different type of shooter.
Washington with their largest lead, 5 points. Being down by 6 earlier. Garnett on the fadeaway. Kevin Garnett, who had 23 points and 10 rebounds last night in New Jersey. It was his season high. His season high in rebounding, 14 against Orlando. Stackhouse off the screen. Nice pass to Thomas, and Tom spins inside. Short jumper, no good.
Good no call by the official. Nesterovic just flopping on the floor that time.
Gary Trent in the game, nearly threw it away. Nesterovic. Blocked by Thomas, right in his face. Here's Lou, who's fouled by Hudson. What a great block by a Tom Thomas.
Well, he's playing some very solid basketball. Watch him get good position, kind of reaches in, but doesn't go for the reach. Instead, follows the ball, uses his left hand. That's the hand you want to make the block with. Clean block.
Tom had 3 blocks 4 different times last season in games. And Ty Lue to the free throw line. Lue now 3 for 3 on the season. Last year he averaged about 8 points and 3.5 assists. Came into tonight's game 6.3 points, with over 3 rebounds and over 2 assists. Wizards bench has been productive. They've scored 18 of 22 second quarter points here. Again, Washington by 5. Garnett on Stackhouse, turns and misses. 2 Wizards are there. Stackhouse running the other way. Lost the ball inside and turned it over. And Garnett's pass was a little too strong and out of bounds.
Actually, Peeler had pulled up. I think Kevin Garnett was expecting him to continue to run the floor.
Timeout on the floor. The Wizards will have the ball, and they lead it by 5. Bench has done a job here in the second quarter. 18 of the 22 points scored for Washington. Jordan with 2. Lou has 9 in the quarter. Thomas 3, and Laettner 4 points. And looks like he stepped out of bounds. I think they got a foul, an offensive foul on a Tom Thomas.
I was going to say, Ron didn't seem quite that deep.
The Wizards have outscored the T-Wolves 22-13 here in the second period. Here's Hudson, gets around Lou. Lou knocked it away from him. Ball on the floor, and the Wizards force the turnover. Stackhouse the other way. And they'll set it up. 2:41 to play, second quarter. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier. Wizards try to even the record at 2-2. 6 seconds to shoot. Laettner. Lou. Lou inside for Laettner, takes the jumper and misses. Tip-in follow slam by Thomas of the monster variety.
And the key there, good ball movement, forced the defense to keep rotating. That allowed that opening underneath there for Tom to get the offensive putback. What a putback it was.
Gigantic shot by Thomas. Laettner, the jumper. It's a little strong, controlled by Garnett. And he traveled with the basketball.
Well, he got up in the air. You don't want to do that. He was right there in front of him, had nowhere to go. Watch this offensive putback again. Ball movement, the defense rotating, and Tom's able to get good inside position. Boy, he puts it down.
That was unbelievable. Tell you what, when that guy comes to play, he can be monstrous. Here he is inside, spins, draws the foul, and Tom Thomas, you can't say enough about the way he's played, will go back to the free throw line.
Boy, this is an exciting period for Washington's offense. They're doing a lot of good things, making good quick passes, but also cutting to the middle. And you can see it, Tom found the hole in that defense. And Stackhouse delivered a nice pass. Starovich picks up the foul.
His third personal as Thomas now 4 of 5 from the free throw line. So Atan has 6 points in 7 minutes, 2 rebounds, at least 1 block, and has played well.
You know, that's the thing that's so important for players coming off the bench is you've always got to stay ready. Atan, as you mentioned, did not play in the last game, but you never know when your number's called, so you stay ready mentally as well as physically.
Garnett, nice pass to Gill inside. Thomas knocked it away. Slater gets the rebound and is held by Christian Laettner. The Wizards are 13 of 15, Phil, from the free throw line, and Minnesota is just 5 of 8.
I think that has a lot to do with what they're doing offensively. Number one, they're pushing the ball down, making good decisions. If they don't get layups, they're running their offense, but they're running it briskly, sharply, and getting players open, making good passes.
Wizards have gone on a 16-3 run in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds against Minnesota. Slater plans the first and makes the second.
I'll tell you what, between Slater and Trent, they've got a lot of beef in there. Those are 2 big, thick guys.
Washington by 8, 9, their largest lead. Ten seconds. Here's Laettner. He's open. Now he decides to drive and draws a foul.
Interesting to see who they call a foul on. Slater had position in front of him, but I think Trent was coming from the outside. Or that was Kendall Gill, I mean.
So Christian, who played in 57 games for the Wizards last year, is at the line. He averaged 7 points, a little better than 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Starting at 48. You remember, though, he missed 25 games. 14 of them after breaking a bone in his left leg. That was against the Knicks at the MCI Center on December 14th. Was an 87% free throw shooter last year, 66 of 76, and gets both of them here. And the Wizards have their largest lead of 10 points.
Show, you see Doug Collins getting Larry Hughes and Kwame Brown back in. As you mentioned, the Tom really doing the job.
Lauren Woods from 16, he got it. Averaging 7 points and 7 rebounds in his second year from Arizona. Had a career-high 18 against the Magic. Hughes, the long jumper, a little bit short. Kwame's in there, tips it no good. Woods, the 7'1" star, has the rebound. Gill drives, lays it off the glass, and scores easily, and the 10-point lead is down to 6. Timeout for Doug Collins. It's amazing how quickly a 10-point lead can evaporate in the NBA, or even a larger lead than that.
Talking about 2 baskets.
No, I'm not saying it's evaporated, but just this is a Minnesota team that went 50 and 32 last year, 3rd in the Midwest. The 50 and 32 record tied the best record in franchise history. They made the playoffs for the 6th straight year, but for the 6th straight year, they were eliminated in the first round.
Yeah, only once had they taken it to a deciding 5 games, so they are really conscious of the fact that they need to still improve their play to the point where they get past just the first round.
Jordan around Woods, lost it inside, ball up in the air, tipped away, and luckily for Washington.
Yeah, Kwame was all over Trent's back.
Trent stepped on the line and will go back to the Wizards. Jordan lost it trying to get into the key.
As he goes to pull up, that ball just slips out of his hand. But watch Kwame right there. Well, not as much contact as I initially thought.
Both players had momentum as they went out of bounds. Stackhouse double team trying to get out of it. Fires a jumper and it hits.
Oh, a tough
what a shot! Woods at the buzzer. It will not count.
Make that player go from side to side as opposed to straight up. You take time off the clock. And Minnesota just didn't get the shot off in time.
So the Wizards with an outstanding second quarter. And at the break, Tyronn Lue, who scored 9 points off the bench with a couple of rebounds and 3 assists, and a tremendous second period from Etan Thomas. And at the break, it's the Wizards 51 and the T-Wolves 43. Let's send you back to our Comcast Sportsnet studios in Bethesda and join our colleague George Johnson.
Shot chart for Jerry Stackhouse. And you can see Jerry getting inside on a number of occasions, and that's what makes him so tough as he attacks the basket and puts the pressure on the defense. Also made that last shot. I thought it was close to the three-point line, but that wasn't.
Wizards score 30 points in the second quarter, outscore the T-Wolves 30-18. Washington comes from behind, led by as many as 10. Currently lead by 8. We'll see who starts for Washington in the second half. I mentioned Jerry Stackhouse's birthday. Wizards assistant coach Brian James was born 47 years ago today, so happy birthday to him. Those are your NBA birthdays on November 5th. 2 of them right here in this building. Happy birthday to BJ and Jerry Stackhouse.
BJ and JS.
Right. They don't call him JS much.
It doesn't have a ring to it.
So the Wizards will open things up here to start the second half. Larry Hughes with Kwame Brown, Brian Russell, Jerry Stackhouse, and Brendan Haywood. Those are the guys that started the game tonight. And a defensive 3-second violation called on Minnesota, which results in a technical foul. So Stackhouse to the line to shoot the tee. And he gets it. 14 points in the game for Stack.
Goes to show you how teams and players can adapt and get used to this. Is the second year of that defensive 3-second call.
Camping out in the lane defensively.
Yeah, and you haven't seen nearly as many whistles of that so far this year.
Hughes fadeaway jumper, missed it. Kwame Brown is there, goes up and misses the shot off the glass. This is a Minnesota team that's a perennial zone defensive team. In fact, they started the season last year 20-9, playing more zone defense more effectively than anybody in the NBA. And an offensive foul is called on the T-Wolves, so the Wizards will get another shot at it.
That was good defense that time by Brendan Haywood, who was fighting off, trying to stay in good position, using his feet. And eventually it was Slater that got called for the foul, using his hands.
He picks up personal number 4, Phil, and so he comes out of the game, and Rasho Nesterovic is back in for Minnesota. Hudson, Garnett, Nesterovic, Woods, and Kendall Gill starts the second half tonight. And a foul on Minnesota called on Garnett. Here's another look.
I tell you, Minnesota quickly
amassing team fouls.
That's right.
2 of them in just the first minute of play, less than a minute. Nice pass, Stackhouse slams it in, give the assist to Kwame Brown. Beautiful look.
Nice setup. One challenge of a guy that's 6'11" or 7 feet is Kevin Garnett. He is quick, but just not as quick as someone like a Jerry Stackhouse.
Wizards by 11, their largest lead. Offensive foul on Gill. Great position by Stackhouse.
And you can see the reaction from Jerry Stackhouse. He knew he did a good job defensively, anticipating the drive. Kendall Gill, a player that likes to use his left hand a lot. In fact, even though he's right-handed, he will drive to his left more often.
Hudson hounding Larry Hughes now and fouls him. That's team foul number 3. With 10:35 to go in the period, and the way the Wizards are shooting free throws, 16 of 18 from the line, this could be very beneficial. Stackhouse spinning on Garnett with nowhere to go. Now in the corner for Larry Hughes' jumper. Good. Larry Hughes in his 5th year from St. Louis. Remember, he played just 1 year in college before the 76ers took him. And he had a terrific rookie season in Philly before going to Golden State. And a foul on Hughes as he reached in to try to get the ball away.
He had the right idea, though. I know Kevin Garnett didn't realize he was sneaking up behind him. Just didn't have quite the angle you needed. He was too far behind Kevin Garnett. But that's the right idea.
First personal on Larry Hughes as Kendall Gill takes the long jumper and swishes it through. Gill, who came off the bench in the first half to play 17 minutes and score 9 points and give this team a big lift. Brown drives, fadeaway jumper, a little short. Haywood's there to put it back in. He had it taken away from him, right out of his hands. Gill again. Good. Wizards lead down from 13 to 9. Stackhouse, picked up by Kwame Brown, and now Haywood has it. Stack in the corner for a long jumper, good, 2-point field goal. Wizards fortunate there to get it back, and they made the best of it. KG against Russell. Russell's done a good job on him and forces a turnover. Hughes the other way, and an offensive foul on Hughes as he lost control of the basketball. And a technical foul has been called on Flip Saunders.
Well, Hudson was trying to establish position. I thought that Larry had made a good move to get around him and maybe caught Hudson leaning a little bit.
Stackhouse's form is perfect. And the Wizards are now 17 of 19 from the free throw line.
Well, they do a good job of collapsing, strip the ball. Let's see. I think that was a pretty close call.
Looked like the guy had position to be. Hudson inside for Nesterovic. Turns and draws the foul. Rasho Nesterovic to the line. Called it on Brendan Haywood, his first. Doug Collins, who needs 4 victories to reach 300 for his career. He turned 51 last July 28th. Stressing defense, defense, defense down at training camp in Wilmington.
And we've seen a lot of evidence of that in the first 4 games.
Wizards holding their opponents to 76.7 points a game. That is #1 in the NBA in points allowed. So rebounding. Washington 5th in the league in rebounds. Haywood has one there. 8th rebound of the game for Brendan Haywood. Stackhouse springs free. Now he'll fire the jumper, and this tip up by Russell, no good. Out of bounds, given to Minnesota. Almost a turnover. Turns into a basket from Troy Hudson. Hudson averaging 16 points a game, just over 33 minutes of play. Hudson tonight has 13. Russell thought about it. Goes around Garnett, feeds inside, knocked away, ball on the floor, picked up by Minnesota. Now a jump ball will be called, and I think they're going to get Lauren Woods. And Brendan Haywood to jump it up. Fans, see the Wizards take on the best teams and players in the league with an upper-level six-game plan. This plan includes the option to purchase tickets to see the Lakers Friday night. For more info, visit a sales rep on the concourse. Call 202-661-5050. And don't go to the concourse tonight, Phil. I doubt there'll be a sales rep there, but at some point, go to the MCI Center or give them a call, 202-661-5050.
I think sometimes you can call that number kind of late.
Oh, yeah. You can call the number anytime, I think. But don't go over there now. Now they switch.
Tell them Steve sent you.
Sure, why not? Haywood tips it. It's controlled by the Wizards. Kwame Brown. And the shot clock at 9. It did not reset. Larry Hughes drives inside. Has it knocked away. Gets it back. Out of bounds with 2 seconds. And they'll give it to the Wolves.
Last 2 possessions, Washington has not really come down and applied any kind of pressure on Minnesota defense.
A little sloppy with the basketball as Garnett hits. And the lead is down to 7 from 13. And Larry Hughes carried the basketball.
You can see Troy Hudson trying every chance he gets to apply some pressure defensively to Larry Hughes. Not many turnovers by the Wizards.
Felt a little bit of pressure by Hudson. Hughes, not a natural point guard, but they want to give him the opportunity to settle into that spot. They don't want to pull him out of there too soon as Garnett turns and misses this one. And Hughes, good rebounding guard, gets the ball here. Stackhouse. Looking for Haywood. Shot clock at 10. Here's a double team on Stack. He loses the ball and finds Haywood. Haywood spins and an offensive foul. Haywood.
Well, he did the right thing in trying to set him up baseline and then turning back to the middle, but he really leans this left shoulder. Watch him as he spins. That left shoulder goes right into Nesterovic.
Just need to move that ball around, find the open guy. Nesterovic is the open guy. He buries the jumper. Doug Collins will need time. 13-point lead sliced to 5. Minnesota on a 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Comcast Sportsnet. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, courtside in Minneapolis. The only visit the Wizards will make here in the regular season. Washington needs to get going here. They had a 13-point lead. It's down to 5. Here's Hughes. He'll take the jumper. At the buzzer, he nails it. Jerry Hughes with 8 points in the game in 17 minutes on 4 of 9 shooting. Big basket there for Washington. Garnett with Russell on him. Score it. That's good.
Well, that's definitely not where you want to allow Kevin Garnett to receive the pass. That close at 6'11". He has a tremendous height advantage over Russell. And you can see him just elevating there. Kwame comes over to help out, but he's a little too late. The ball goes in anyway.
Garnett with 10 points in the game on 4 of 11 shooting. He's made all 3 of his free throws. He's got 8 rebounds and 3 assists as well. And the lead is down to 4. Haywood spins inside and gets blocked.
Boy, it's tough to put the ball on the floor in that small area. Nice pass from Garnett. Woods just couldn't handle it. And going back to the other end, dangerous play by Brendan Haywood to put the ball on the floor. He had 2 or 3 defenders all around him.
Michael Jordan, who is 6 games shy of 1,000 for his NBA regular season career. You saw he played 179 playoff games. Approaching the 1,000 mark for MJ. Hughes inside Haywood, slams it in.
Good job. Woods did not make a strong effort to really try and intercept that pass. Brendan did a good job of collecting it with 2 hands strongly and finishing.
First points of the game for Haywood. He's got 8 rebounds. Kendall Gill from outside. Finally, he misses. Here's Garnett. Knocked away by Jordan. Oh, he traveled with the ball, and Olesiak spots him.
Kwame's going to have to do a better job of making sure he closes out on Garnett before he goes for rebounds. That's how Garnett's able to get that offensive rebound. Jordan strips it loose and then forces the travel violation.
Well, Christian Laettner, he sort of hears it all over the NBA when he comes in. Of course, he used to play here in Minnesota. A chorus of boos rang out when he entered the game. He had a productive first half as well off the bench.
We got a pretty good ovation down in Wilmington.
Stackhouse up and in.
During training camp, got a nice ovation when they came in.
From some of the Duke fans, sure, and maybe some Carolina fans. Well, I doubt it.
No.
That doesn't happen, does it? Lauren Woods off balance, no good, and MJ is there. Jordan weaving inside, nice bounce pass inside, no call. Hughes gets his own rebound, blocked from behind, and comes away with it. The Wizards will reset. MJ top of the key. This time he'll pump and score. Michael looks over at Olesiak and says, come on, there was a foul in there, too much contact.
That's a nice hit fake from Jordan.
Hudson goes all the way, reverse layup, misses on the English, and Laettner pulls down the rebound. No Stackhouse.
Jordan forced Troy Hudson to miss that shot.
Stackhouse lays it off for MJ with Nesterovic on him, pops, and hits. Michael Jordan has come off the bench to spur the Wizards on. Washington on an 8-0 run in the last minute and a half with Jordan a couple of field goals. Still voicing his opinion to Olesiak. Flip Saunders wants time, and the Wizards back out to a lead. Michael Jordan has come off the bench here in the third quarter to go 2 for 2 from the field and help spark this team back up to a 12-point lead. Fans, next Wednesday, November 6th at 7 o'clock, the Wizards take on Darius Miles and the Cleveland Cavs. That would be tomorrow night. Tickets available. Order your tickets 202-432-SEAT. Visit MCI Center box office or any Ticketmaster or go to Wizards.com.
Kind of a late whistle. Oh boy, defensively, we've seen several occasions of Brian Russell being one, and that one with Jordan, where the defense is anticipating the pass. They're in right position, and watch Jordan just sneak in there and pick that pass off as they try to rotate the ball. When
Jordan has been on the court tonight, the Wizards have outscored the T-Wolves 38-23. They're plus 15 with him on the court, minus 3 with him off. Now he takes the jumper, and that's a little short. Now 4 of 6, correction, 4 of 9 from the field. Garnett lays it off for Gill with 4 seconds. Nesterovic, short jumper, no good. Kwame Brown, the rebound.
Kwame did a good job that time defending Kevin Garnett, not giving any ground, not allowing him to back in closer to the basket.
Stackhouse. Clear the side for him. Goes underneath Kwame. Up strong. Lays it in left-handed. We saw him do that the other night, Phil. He's starting to learn how to use that inside, and it's really been beneficial.
And he's very comfortable switching that ball to the left hand. And that's so important when the defense is coming from the right side.
Laettner called for a foul. Ty Lue checking in the game for Larry Hughes. Here's a look at the foul.
They're trying to get Trent away from the basket. That's a major task.
Christian spent his first 3.5 years here in Minneapolis. Peeler's jumper in and back in. Washington by 12. Jordan with 8 points in the game in 17 minutes. Stackhouse had to throw it away. That's another turnover. Thought about shooting, then went for Leitner, who didn't make the move to the basket. Barry Trent. Garnett, long jumper, good. Washington by 10. 13 points for Garnett. Stackhouse reverses a beauty.
I thought he was going to release it in front of the basket, but then float it to the other side, using that backcourt and rim as somewhat of a protection.
Hudson blocked by Leitner. Peeler's jumper no good. Nesterovic up strong gets it. He went over Ty Lue. What can you do?
Yeah, Ty was doing the best he could to try and block out the 7-footer, but it's not going to happen, really.
52 seconds to play, third quarter. Wizards by 10. Jordan baseline for the short jumper. Good. Nothing but net for MJ, who's in double figures with 10 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Garnett around Stackhouse. Good defense. Swing it baseline. Peeler jumper too strong. Kwame is there. Now the Wizards can play for pretty much the last shot of the period. Second difference between the game clocks. Stack didn't get it off in time. Will not count. A little bit too much time. Doug Collins not happy about that.
Obviously, he wanted them to try and use as much of the 24-second shot clock to not put the ball back in the hands of Minnesota, but he certainly did want to at least get that shot off, and it pains you even more when you see that Stackhouse made the shot.
Doug is just exercised on the bench. Hudson. That counts if it goes, and it does. It was a long 1.6 seconds, wasn't it?
I think it was 1.9, but it was a tough shot.
Jerry Stackhouse with 23 points on 8 of 12 shooting, and Michael Jordan has played well in 19 minutes. He's made half of his field goals, half the three. It's the Wizards 75, the T-Wolves 66. Stats after 3 quarters of play tonight, Phil.
Well, absolutely equal. Both teams shooting 47.5%. Washington getting to the free throw line and converting. And look at the job they've done on the boards. 31-30. They've overcome a decided advantage early on. Washington with 11 turnovers, and the points off of turnovers are significant.
Well, you know they're checking at the end of each quarter. Now look at the clock in the bottom right-hand corner. It goes from 2 to 2.4. And then comes down, and when he shoots this ball, there are 0.4 of a second left on the clock. Now you tell me how to figure that out.
How to go from 2 to 2. I thought I saw 1.9 when we turned the ball back over.
Now Bennett Salvatore did go over to midcourt and check a replay. It's mandatory now at the end of each quarter as Garnett shoots and misses. Kwame chases it down. Kwame ahead of the pack, up strong, and he is fouled from behind. Great hustle by the second-year star from the state of Georgia.
He showed you the quickness that he possesses. He was able to react and get to that ball before anybody. In fact, he was sandwiched between 2 players, but he still was able to bust through there and maintain possession of the ball. Watch again, the long bounce. There he is. He's reacting quickly through 3 defenders, actually. And you know, I think this is really important if he continues to play, especially this second half. with the kind of intensity that he showed, because he didn't have a good first half. He was 1 for 6, only had 1 rebound, but he's rebounded strong in the second half.
Kwame now has 5 rebounds in the game with 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting. Peeler is short. Leitner tips it to himself. Here's Jordan, who starts the 4th quarter of play. Michael in 20 minutes has 10 points. Kwame was open for a minute. They couldn't get it to him. Now guarded by Garnett. Wizards by 11. Shot clock at 9. Russell off the screen. Has to fire. That's too strong. Not the shot the Wizards wanted. Starovich inside off the glass.
That time later trying to front the Starovich, and the Starovich got a little bit of an elbow in the back of Leitner.
Wizards had a 13-point lead, cut to 5 when Jordan came in and sparked the team. Here's Russell again. Missed that one. Leitner trying to get the rebound, goes out of bounds. They'll give it to Minnesota. And Bennett Salvatore has a push and a foul, and it's on Minnesota. It's on Gary Trent. That'll give the Wizards the ball back. Fans, for those at risk for U for more info, contact the D.C. Department of Health, 202-442-5999. Russell inside, nice move, wanted the foul, and got it from Gary Zielinski.
Oh, some late whistles here. We've seen a few. Ryan Russell making a good decision that time. Putting the ball on the floor, hit fake, he's by Garnett, and finds the lane to the basket. Has to make a real quick step there, but there was some contact.
He was an 82% free throw shooter last year in Utah, where he played all 9 of his previous seasons. Here comes Etan Thomas, who had a magnificent second quarter. If you're just joining us, Thomas came off the bench to help spark this team. Scored 7 points. Was 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And a couple of rebounds. And Russell hits them both. Ryan Russell is a veteran leader who's been to the playoffs all 9 years with the Utah Jazz and a couple of NBA finals. Garnett turns. They go back to Rod Strickland for the jumper, which is tipped up
and in. Like it was on the cylinder when Trent touched it.
Washington by 9. Win here tonight would be terrific. Jordan, double team, kicks it out to Lou for the open jumper. Too strong. Strickland, cross court for Peeler. Now they'll reset. Gary Trent with Thomas guarding him. Nice fake, shoots and misses. Leitner has it.
Tom did a good job to film.
Great
nice
pass. Blocked inside. Strickland around loose. Loses it.
What a big turnaround. You thought for sure Tom was going to capitalize off that nice pass from Jordan. And then you see the block and the conversion at the other end.
Target center comes to life, 19,000 plus. Jordan off the screen, too strong. Well, that was a big play, that pass to Thomas. The Wizards unable to convert. Strickland kicks it out, and Starovich all alone misses. Tip up, Garnett has it. Goes underneath, knocked out of bounds to give it to Minnesota. Timeout with 8:37 to play in regulation. Fans have come to life. Their T-Wolves appear to be back in it. 79-72 Wizards. Here's a look at the Dodge game summary, Phil.
Jerry Stackhouse leading the way, 23 points, perfect from the free throw line. Jordan shown when he's in the game, the team is much more efficient and effective, outscoring their opponents by 10, and free throws have been a big difference also. Washington only missing 2.
Wizards had a 14-point lead in this game. It's been right around 9 or 10 the last few minutes, but
But you just sense right now Minnesota's trying to make their move, and Washington has to respond with the same kind of intensity.
Rod Strickland, 36 years old. This is his 6th NBA team. 4th team in the last 3 years. The Wizards, Portland, Miami, and now Minnesota. Strickland hits a big shot. Stackhouse the other way. That's short. Rebound, Strickland. Healer's jumper. Missed it short. Chased down by Trent. Thomas has the rebound this time. Up to Kwame. And he is fouled. And let's see if they call it continuation and give him 2 shots. Yes, they do.
Peeler's going to lead the game. You know, it's interesting. He's shooting over 50% from three-point range. You look at this replay. Peeler trying to hustle back into the play after missing that shot. Coming into this game, though, shooting around 56% from three-point range, but 27% inside the three-point arc.
That's
so
amazing.
He is really struggling.
He was 7th in the league, hit 8 of 14 three-pointers. As Kwame Brown goes to the free throw line, where he's been perfect tonight, 3 of 3 from the line, just 2 of 9 from the floor. But the Wizards are in this game with free throw shooting, and there can be no doubt about that. 22 of 24.
And they revamped their rebounding. Early on, I thought that you saw especially Trent and Slater asserting themselves inside, but Washington with a Tom Thomas in the second half play of Kwame Brown, Brendan Haywood also doing a good job on the board. He has 8 rebounds, so after the first quarter, I thought they'd done a much better job on the boards.
We haven't seen Joe Smith, the former Maryland star, who is on the injured list, went on October 28th with a strained left groin, which he suffered in practice on October 4th. Steve Steele reeling from the illegalities of that Joe Smith penalty. He didn't have a first-round pick. As Kwame misses his first free throw, didn't have a first-round pick for the 2nd straight season and won't have one until 2004 because of that deal.
I thought they gave a couple of their first-rounders back.
They did to shorten the penalty somewhat. This year, their 2nd-round pick has been waived as Strickland comes up short.
Toronto not yielding any ground on Rod Strickland.
Washington by 6 with 7.5 minutes to play in regulation. Stackhouse, bad pass. Another turnover. Out of bounds.
Kwame almost made a critical mistake by just playing behind Starovich, and you don't want to do that against anybody, especially a 7-footer. He moved his feet. Starovich did not move his towards the ball, and it resulted in a turnover for Minnesota.
Jordan rests. 23 minutes of play, 5 of 11, 10 points. Stackhouse spinning. Double team goes inside. No call. Kwame Brown's jumper. That's too long. Stackhouse got manhandled inside, went to the floor with no call. And there's exactly what you talked about.
Well, that time he went for the steal. He spun around and tried to get in front of him. But at 6'11", close to 7 feet, you can throw that ball up pretty high. And that time, Kwame was not able to get to it.
Lead is 4. Stackhouse off the screen, the open jumper, in and out. Gill drives and scores.
Well, that's the kind of play you got to get some help defensively. You had both Aton and Kwame there, and Gill's able to get the layup.
Standing ovation at the Target Center. The T-Wolves on a 10-1 run in the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Timeout on the floor. Well, the T-Wolves have cut the Wizards' lead to 2, due in large part to the play of Kevin Garnett.
Well, he can really step up in his 8th year there. Kwame goes for the steal. The big ticket just throws it down. Again, both players coming right out of high school. Kevin Garnett putting up some big numbers now.
He's got 6 years on Kwame. Here's Stackhouse, long jumper, no good. Laettner, big rebound. Kicks it out for Stackhouse. And now Lou will set it up. The Wizards have not scored a field goal in this quarter. They're 0 for 10. They have just 5 free throws in the period. Those are their points. Lou lost the ball. Gets it back. 6 seconds to shoot. Hounded by Strickland. Lost it again. 3 seconds to shoot. Laettner pushes one from deep. In and out. Minnesota can tie or take the lead. They had, the Wizards had a 14-point lead at 71-57 with 2:25 to go in the third quarter and a big steal. Lou pops for the J. Good.
Nice pull-up. Yeah, good confident shot by Tyronn Lue.
He's 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, has a couple of rebounds and 4 assists. 11 points for Ty Lue. Starovich drives, lays it up and in. Lue again. Missed that one. Laettner, rebound, no good. Loose ball foul on Washington.
They called that on Christian Laettner, going for the offensive rebound. Coming over the back of Kendall Gill. The putback will not count.
And again, Minnesota can tie or take the lead. 4th foul on Laettner. Gill, who slashed across the middle tonight. Garnett backs up for that fadeaway dip. 17 points for Kevin Garnett, and we've got a new game tied at 82. 4:08 to play in regulation.
Doug Collins going to a real big backcourt with Jordan and Hughes out the backcourt. Stackhouse.
Seconds on the shot clock.
Boy, this was a big block here. Ton once again thinking that he's going to get a free shot, a dunk, and Garnett comes and erases it.
A couple of times that's happened to a Tom tonight. Gill, long jumper, missed everything. Thomas, a big rebound. Rebound number 5 for a Tom Thomas. Jordan inside. Here's Stackhouse for 3. Missed it short. Chased down by Hughes. Jordan baseline against Kendall Gill. Passes inside Thomas. Short jumper. No good. Rebound to Starovich.
I don't think the Town ever had full control of that ball.
And what's the call? Something on the floor spotted by Bennett Salvador. They're not going to allow Kwame Brown to come in, so Tom Thomas will have to come back in the game. Not sure what Salvatore spotted.
Kind of looks like it's a wet spot. I see them going to get the towel. Certainly that's a smart play by the official. You don't want anybody slipping over there.
Gill, they go inside to Garnett. Knocked away from behind by Jordan. Ball on the floor. Stackhouse is there. Picked up by Gill. Long jumper. How do you like that? And the T-Wolves have the lead for the first time since there was 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Boy, what a big possession play. Both teams going after like their lives depended on it. Unfortunately for Washington, though, Minnesota came up with that loose ball, and Gill hits the three.
And these fans have gone into a frenzy at the Target Center, and rightly so. Timeout. 2:36 to go. Wizards will have the ball when we come back. 1 of 16 shots in the period at scoring just 7 points.
They've really gone into Kevin Garnett, who has responded big time. Open jump shot, dunk shot off the lob. A big block to erase what would have been 2 for Etan Thomas.
And a foul occurred before play was stopped and the timeout taken. And it sends Jerry Stackhouse to the free throw line, where he has made all 7 of his free throws tonight, including a technical foul. He's got 24 points to lead all scorers. Big free throws by Stackhouse to cut the Timberwolf lead to 1. They have outscored the Wizards 19-9 in the period. Starovich. 2:21 to play in regulation. Garnett, long fadeaway, climbs it. Rebound, Larry Hughes. Hughes, Brown, Leitner, Jordan, and Stackhouse for Washington. MJ spins in the lane, short jumper, can't get the roll. Kwame is there, pulled to the ground, and the ball taken away from him. Trent took a swat at him. Jordan slashes. That's blocked. Gill ahead of the pack.
Well, Hughes had to be very careful. Could have picked up a foul without stopping that layup.
Minnesota by 3. 1:24 to play in regulation.
Can't allow that guy to set up there down to that close to the basket. And allow Kevin Garnett just to come down and pin him down there.
Gill, big shot, got it. Points to lead the T-Wolves in scoring off the bench. Kendall Gill has the last 7 Minnesota points. And the Wizards are in big danger of letting this one slip right out of their hands. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Wizards basketball has been brought to you tonight by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with low fares. By Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. And by Dodge. Get somewhere. Grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Kendall Gill has really played well coming off the bench, especially with Peeler not having a good shooting night, so they needed somebody else to pick up the slack. He's responded well. Washington has to do some things very quickly, down by 5 points, just under a minute.
Wizards had a 71-57 lead, 14 points with 2:25 remaining in the third quarter. That was their largest lead of the game. Since then, they've been outscored 28-13. And this fourth quarter has been a dismal one for Washington.
Well, they've had a couple of shots that didn't go down for them. Saw 2 terrific blocks. One by Garnett, the other by Nesterovic, blocking one of Jordan's shots.
Right.
Could have gone the other way. You're talking about another 4 points.
Well, the Wizards in the period, Phil, are 1 of 19.
Wow.
Oh. 1 of 19. The rest of their points in the period, 7 of them are free throws.
We talked about the way Minnesota has struggled in the fourth quarter or the second half, but that's not been the case tonight.
Jordan going to try to take over here. Fade away, that's partially blocked. This will be one the Wizards look back at and realize they let it slip away.
Yeah, because they were playing so well, especially in the second and the third quarter, when they really got control of the basketball game. But you just saw a very strong effort, particularly starting in the fourth quarter, coming from Minnesota. They chipped away at the lead, got some good play off the bench from Gill. Kevin Garnett really started to assert himself, and this team got back into the game.
The Wizards in this period made 1 field goal in 19 attempts. Ty Lue is the only one that had it, and now he has 2, and that is it. 2 field goals in the entire fourth quarter by Tyronn Lue. The rest of the Wizards' points came from 7 free throws, and they shot themselves in the foot, letting a 14-point lead slip away and suffering a disappointing loss here to the T-Wolves, 90-86.
Well, again, I think you got to give some credit in the fourth quarter to the defense of Minnesota. They stepped up, played much more physical, and made some things happen for themselves.
For our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew and for Phil Chenier, this is Steve Buckhantz wishing you a pleasant evening from the Target Center. Once again, the final score, the T-Wolves 90 and the Wizards 86. Wizards basketball, a presentation of Washington Sports and Entertainment, Comcast Sportsnet, and the NBA. For continuing Wizards coverage, stay tuned. Guarantee Residential Wizards postgame live is coming up with Chick Hernandez, Ed Tapscott, and Bernie Bickerstaff. Phil and I will see you as part of that show. Have a safe evening, everyone.